Welcome to the part 2 of Daniel's account. Tribulation comes before rapture, according to Daniel. Now we are going to look at the 70 weeks as according to the prophecy and the prophecy Daniel received from angel Gabriel. Let's go straight into it. Daniel chapter 9 is a scenario where Daniel began to pray concerning the captivity of his people and himself when they were in captivity. That the time have elapsed, we are supposed to have gone home. He started praying, asking God for mercy to intervene. Then the prophecy came. Let's look at what this prophecy is all about. In Daniel chapter 9 verse 24, let's look at what angel Gabriel brought. The angel said in verse 24 of Daniel chapter 9, 70 weeks are determined upon thy people. He said it's 70 weeks. 70 weeks is what the people have. This 70 weeks is not just talking about normal 70. It's just like a scenario where we say one bundle. When you talk about a bundle, we know that there is 12 stuff inside that makes up a bundle. In these 70 weeks, each week has 7 years inside. So it's 70 times 7 to make out 490 years. So he's saying 490 years has been determined. And this is not just talking about the Israelites or the captivity anymore. It is talking about the end of this age, the end of the world. That is 490 years. But one thing you must also recall is that this 490 years is not an event that will count just a straight 490 years. It is demarcated, divided by some events to kick off a certain year. In Daniel chapter 9 verse 25, the angel now broke down the 70 weeks. He said, "Know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and to build Jerusalem unto the Messiah the Prince shall be 7 weeks and 62 weeks. The streets shall be built again and the wall, even in troubled times." He said 7 weeks, 62 weeks. It's talking about a total of 69 weeks. And what he meant is that from the going forth of a decree, there will be a decree to rebuild the streets and walls of Jerusalem. It's not a temple, it's the streets and walls of Jerusalem. That is when these 70 weeks will start to count. That from that time to the appearance of the Messiah and the cutting short of the Messiah, or cutting off of the Messiah. What is the cutting off of the Messiah? It is when Christ came, reigned, and was put to death. That is when he was hung on the cross. So from the time the decree came to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem, to the time the Messiah will be cut off, to the time Christ will be crucified, will be 69 weeks. 69 weeks. That is 483 years. If you times 69 verse 7 by 7, you will get 483 years. Now, the decree to rebuild the temple came when King Artaxerxes, the name is difficult to pronounce, Artaxerxes was king. That is, you will see that in Nehemiah chapter 2, from verse 1 to 8. He gave the decree to go and rebuild the streets and the walls of Jerusalem. So from the time that decree went forth to when Jesus left the earth or was crucified, that is cut short or cut off, is 483 years. So we are now left with 1 week, which is 7 years. After the cutting off of the Messiah, let's look at what is left, which is 1 week. How will this 1 week come into play? Let's look at what Daniel said. In Daniel chapter 9 verse 27, it says, "And he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week. And in the midst of the week, he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease." What does that mean? This guy is talking about a certain man. This is the Antichrist. That there will be a peace deal on earth among many nations. That the Antichrist will make a deal for peace. That is why whenever you hear peace, peace, know that evil is about to happen. After getting the peace deal, in the midst of it, remember the 1 week is 7 years. So in the midst of the first 3.5 years will be peace. In the midst of it, that's the middle, he will cause every sacrifice to cease and stop every oblation. That no man should sacrifice unto God in the temple or pour oblation to God. That means this man will exalt himself above everything that is called God or worshipped and make himself the one to be worshipped. That is the Antichrist. He will stop every worship. So there won't be any worship in this second 3.5 years. Let's continue. "And for the overspreading of abomination, he shall make it desolate." This is what we call the abomination that maketh desolate, or the abomination of desolation. The question is, what is abomination of desolation? The abomination of desolation is a time when the Antichrist will go into the temple, stop every sacrifice unto God. No oblation shall be poured to God, but to himself. In this time, the saints, the Christians available, which will be around, because this is also telling us that tribulation will come first before God comes for rescue mission, because this is what will bring about the great tribulation. It's when the saints will reject the proposition of the Antichrist that every sacrifice must cease, every oblation must cease, and every worship must be to him. When they reject it, it will bring about the great tribulation. We shall see this in the account of Jesus in Matthew chapter 24. It will be explained better there. But then, the abomination that maketh desolate, everywhere will be left in desolation. Remember, this will be happening in the second half of the 7-year period. That is, after the first peace deal, the second peace deal will bring about what is called the Great Tribulation. Let's look at what Daniel said in Daniel chapter 12 so that we will understand some certain things. In Daniel chapter 12 verse 11, it's like the continuation of Daniel chapter 9. Let's look at what he said. It says, "And from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination that maketh desolate set up, there shall be 1,229 days." It is giving us the time when this event will last. That this tribulation period, when the Antichrist have set up this abomination, have set up his plans and started dealing with the saints that have refused to accept the condition to worship him and to stop every worship to God, is going to be 1,290 days. If you check 1,290 days, it will be giving us around 3 years, 6 months, which corresponds to the 3.5 years, the days. It corresponds to the 3.5 years. Now, if you recall in Daniel chapter 7, Daniel said the time this event will elapse will be times, and the dividing of time. So you will see that it is rhyming together to mean 3.5 years. 3.5 years period. That is when this event will last. This particular abomination of desolation, it will be carried out against Christians. Now, many people said, rapture will come before tribulation. If rapture comes before tribulation, then who is the Antichrist punishing? If the saints have gone, why does the Antichrist have any need to punish anybody when everybody have already accepted him? What is the need for tribulation when the Antichrist is already reigning and his people are with him? If the saints are not around, what is the need for the Antichrist? Trying to force people not to pour sacrifice or pray unto God or worship God. So who is worshiping God when the saints have gone? This is how to reason in scripture. Now let's look at verse 12 of Daniel chapter 12. You will see something important. Blessed is he that waiteth and cometh to the 1,305 days. What this place is saying is, blessed are you that can endure to the end. It says, blessed is he that can wait to the end of the abomination of desolation, to the end of the great tribulation. He said, blessed is he that waited. Now, if you look at the first period, he said 1,290 days. Now, he said, blessed is he that waited for 1,335 days. Check it. This one will give us around 3 years and 6 to 7 months, which means immediately after the tribulation. Blessed are you. Why are you blessed? You were able to endure to the end, and you did not give up the faith as a saint in those days. You were able to hold on to the end. Blessed are you. That is what this place is saying. That after the tribulation, blessed are you that were able to hold on. Blessed are you that did not give up. Blessed are you that refused to give up the faith and did not worship the Antichrist, because it is going to be a difficult period. But then this passage is telling us that there is a time frame that this thing is going to end. That is what will help the saints in the days, in the last days, knowing the truth in the scripture that this event will last for a certain period of time, so that you will hold on knowing that yes, it is going to be 3.5 year period. After 3.5 years and few months, we are out of it. The intervention from God will come. As you can see, Daniel chapter 7 confirmed that there will be 3.5 year period of tribulation against the saints by the Antichrist, which means the Antichrist, the saints will be available during the reign of the Antichrist. Daniel chapter 9 and 12 also confirm this, giving us the time frame of the end of the world, how the event is going to pan out at the end of time, and everything that is going to happen, how the saints will also be elevated and blessed when they pass through this difficult time and stay strong. God bless you. Thank you very much. In the next part, which is part 3, we are going to look at what Jesus said concerning the end of time, concerning his own coming in Matthew chapter 24. We'll see if Jesus said something different from what Daniel is saying, or do they say the same thing. Stay tuned.